There we go. Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the Community Relations Committee organizational meeting, May 6, 2019, started at 6:15. I'm going to read off members, and if you could say present, I will mark you so. Jane Hamill.
Present.
Mary Lou Splain.
Present.
Margaret Kirstein.
Present.
Armand Lapointe.
Present.
Abby Goldberg.
Present.
Emily Britton.
Present.
Jan Normand.
Present.
Rebecca Passa.
Present.
Alyssa O'Leary.
Present.
Patricia Doherty. Not present. Okay. And we have one. So a couple of housekeeping. Just looking at the agenda and the approval of the minutes. This is our first organizational meeting, so we do not have minutes to review and approve. And going forward, we'll get you those minutes to take a look at with an agenda before you walk in to the meeting. So if we at this point would correct or add, that this would be the time of the meeting. Public speak time, it's when we ask members of the public if they have anything to say or they want to add, that they want to either ask to be put on a further agenda or comment on the business of the committee. If there were to be in the meeting an elected or a guest, at this time, they would ask if any elected wants to. A guest, including our guest, the police chief, Bob Alberti, and Mildred Dupre de Robles, who I will speak to in a second and invite them. So just for an overall of how this works, the chair would ask first for electeds, and then department heads, and then any special guests, then members of the public. In general, we encourage public speak time for people to speak no more than 2 or 3 minutes. And if it's going to be something on the agenda or in a further meeting, you can let the person know and then we can. Okay. That said, public speak time. The mayor has a communication she'd like to share. So I think I made enough of those. And I'll email this out to the group. This memorandum and mayoral communication is from myself, Mayor Nicole LaChapelle. I've copied Chief Robert Alberti, Community Liaison Sergeant Dennis Scribner, City Council President Joe McCoy, City Clerk Barbara LaBombard, Tracy Collins of my office. And it is mayoral communication for the May 16th, 2019 CRC organizational meeting. Thank you all for serving on the Community Relations Committee. I want to reiterate myself and the police department are here to provide resources and information to this committee. I would also like to acknowledge other partners committed to the success of the CRC. Here with us tonight, the Department of Justice, Community Relations Service, Conciliation Specialist, Mildred Dupre de Robles, to the side. And she provides resources to the city and the committee with best conflict resolution practices. I'd also like to thank Brian Kaur, who is the president of NACAL. It's a nonprofit organization that works to support trusting relationships between the public and law enforcement. And Brian was kind enough to come out and do some training that led up to this meeting. I have also attached the resolution and ordinance that created the CRC for your reference. The rules, the policy, and procedures for the CRC are for the committee to establish. Given the scope of the ordinance, the committee may choose to schedule work sessions to consider the operating procedures, discuss solutions and alternatives, request or review input from departments, plan a public forum, finalize agendas, or create consent agendas. Work sessions are different than regular meetings, which follow the agenda structure of tonight. A regular meeting are official meetings held periodically to consider the municipal business, accept meeting minutes, report out on topics that required information, and set future meeting dates. For general information for you all, my office is organizing a public session about open meeting law in the very near future. In the meantime, there are webinars on the Attorney General website as well as training in Amherst that has limited seats on May 16th, 2019. Your direct contact in my office will be Tracy Collins. 413-529-1500 extension 111 or tcollins@easthamptonma.gov. As the committee gets organized, Tracy will assist you in the procedure to establish meetings going forward, secure meeting places, and how to submit minutes and agenda to be posted properly. So that, I will give a quick update on our open meeting law training. Attorney John Clifford has agreed to do an in-person open meeting law training. It'll be about 1.5 hours. You can do it in the evening. We will open this, even though the request stemmed from this committee. I'd like to put out 4 dates to see who can make it for this committee, and then we will open it to city employees, other boards, city councils. The four suggested dates are Thursday, May 16th, Tuesday, May 21st, Tuesday, May 28th, and Thursday, May 30th. And the time we're looking at is like 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. We do have space upstairs on those nights, so it would be in this building. As people look at their schedule and training, the training is not mandatory. You don't have to go to the training to stay on the committee or any committee, but it was something that this committee thought would be very useful, and I wanted to get that information back to you. Before we go forward and continue in public speak time, I would like to invite the public relations specialist, conciliation specialist that's with us tonight, Ms. Dupre de Robles, to come forward if you want to join the table, and any comments you'd like to add about your work or what brought you to the table.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the invitation, and I will stand. As you know, I'm a conciliation specialist with the Department of Justice Community Relations Service. I represent the agency that is Title 10 under the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and is also listed in the Hate Crimes Prevention Act to assist in resolving conflicts resolutions driven projects when it is either perceived or real civil rights violations on the basis of the federally protected categories, which include race, color, national origin, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender, and disability. So for that purpose, we also have programs and services that responds on the area of conflict, again, real or perceived, that impact administration of justice, education, and general community relations. We offer training, we offer facilitated dialogue, and we also offer mediation and also consultation services. The relationship, if any, that had been continued here in Easthampton was delivered by a team of conciliation specialists that represent my agency and have been, again, just providing services here in Easthampton. So I am sure that you have all of the material that were an outcome of that interaction. So again, we continue to be available for the community.
Do members of the committee have any questions for Mildred? And we know how to get a hold of her, so if anything pops in. At this time, I would welcome comments from Chief Alberti.
Good evening, welcome. We're very excited to partner with this committee. We're anxious to work hand in hand with this committee. And just to reiterate that we're a resource for the committee, as is any department within the city, and I'm sure the mayor's office and city council. So the entire city government is at your disposal. So whatever we can do to provide any assistances as this committee moves forward, we're happy to do so. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any questions for Chief Alberti? Any questions for what I presented during public speak time from the committee?
I do have a question, which is, when this came down, there's
some memos, but I think you also have a copy of the ordinance.
I do, and I,
So I'll get it after.
yes, and I actually think they're sitting somewhere in my office.
Okay.
But before we leave, I will make sure that people get the resolution and the ordinance as they appeared in public record for the first time and voted and was approved. So I have that for you guys as all.
It's a draft.
Yeah. So I will also say that during the public speak time, the chair or whatnot would invite people to the podium. One consideration would be of this group is if there will be back and forth with members of the public or just direct questions on what you've asked for a report out. So just to kind of make a mental note. Public speak time being over, we will move to new business. And the election of the chair of this committee is a little different in that I would have a candidate for you all to consider chair, and I don't. Certainly would take any self-nomination from the floor of this meeting now, but also would welcome a motion that work sessions are scheduled to determine the exact role and course forward for the chair position. Do I hear a motion to do so? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Do I have a second? All right. That said, for work session, what is a good meeting to have that first work session? People pull out their calendars. Yes,
We
ma'am.
had talked about Tuesday or Thursday from 6 on would be, most people could come.
Is
I
that-
don't know, you weren't
No,
here.
Thursdays don't work for me.
Okay, so Tuesday.
Monday and Tuesday are wide
Okay,
open.
Patricia works Monday, so she can't do Mondays. And we didn't hear
Thank
from,
you.
we didn't know about you in that.
The only, I have occasional board meetings I need to attend.
On Tuesday or Thursday.
On Tuesday. So we just pick a Tuesday.
So it looks like Thursday seems like.
No.
He said he has it
Not
for
for
you.
Do you know your schedule for that? Yeah.
It's exactly every Tuesday.
No.
It might not. This is just the work session.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then the committee can come together and figure out schedules.
Fine with me.
Tuesday's good.
I think Tuesday?
Tuesday's
Except for the
Yeah.
21st, because there is a board meeting.
Okay. So, the 28th.
So that knocks out the open meeting law.
The
That
28th.
knocks
Oh,
out-
that's,
Tuesday the
if you
28th.
choose the 28th for a meeting, right.
Is there any chance
about
to
the
do a
following
Wednesday? Or, I know space is an issue.
Space is less an issue than who can attend. I mean, I think it's,
Tuesday the 4th.
And why don't we do the 4th of Tuesday, because then that's the following one.
also the 28th, it's, right, it's the Tuesday right after Memorial Day.
Right.
And people are,
So how about Tuesday the 4th of June?
June 4th?
That was for a work session?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 6:15 again, 6 o'clock? 6:15?
Yeah.
6:15, okay.
And where?
Right
here?
Yeah, this looks to be, I mean,
This
if
is
not,
always going to be the meeting.
it seems yes. I mean, every once in a while we get bumped around because there's a bigger meeting somewhere, but let's assume it's here. Okay. And just the procedures, my office will do the minutes and put those forward as well to make sure that they get on the website. So I will write these up and I'll bring them back to that meeting. We will not approve them, but I'll ask you to review them because it's a work session. And then I'm hoping at the next work session we'll be able to pick an official date, but we can see. Like we talked about yesterday and a little bit on the 30th, this is not about a finish line. You know, it's horse racing is a little bit on my mind right now. This is about doing it right and meeting our own expectations rather than external expectations about what the community needs. I will also have a memo document for you guys next for work session and general information around speakers and resources we have in general in the community that might be interested to this group. So I didn't have quite that ready to share with you. Okay, so our next meeting is going to be a work session. It will be June 4th, 6:15 p.m., first floor conference room, which is here. Is there any other business that a member of the committee would like to put forward?
I was gonna suggest we maybe come up with a second work time
Sure.
because things get scheduled. So, I don't know, do we wanna look at the 18th of June or?
It's up to the committee.
I don't have a problem.
And again, the work session, I mean, the idea isn't to, I mean, certainly I want everyone to be here for every meeting, just like anything else, but life happens. So it's not consensus and everybody, you know, it's more about just keeping the work going. So if the 18th, is that Thursday?
No, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, when people have vacations too.
Right, so please,
And then I think we're gonna end up starting vacation.
yeah, I just want to be clear. Of course, everything and anything you can attend, but
Okay.
life happens. I understand. Vacations are necessary. Dogs get sick. All right, so 2 work sessions have been scheduled. Any other business that the committee would like to bring up? Very good. I will accept a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Second?
I second.
Okay. And thank you very much. Our first meeting is now done.
All right.